Welcome back to episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. As always, I'm Alex. Got Adam, got Chris, got Keith over there.
What's going on?
We are rolling into we'll say like it's an offshoot of a way too early video for the NFL. It's not nearly way too early now because I think we're down to 42.
There's a game
There's a game Thursday. It's the Hall of Fame game, and they're using XFL guys. I think it's a game. It's a bunch of non-active NFL players.
There is football.
The Jaguars were supposed to be in it, but Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne said they weren't playing it.
There is football this
There is football. There's organized American football this Thursday.
That's not the USFL or the AAFL, whatever that league is that's out there now.
But we're gonna break down. We're gonna jump into breaking down divisions and seeing who we're gonna who they're gonna win, how the division will out. We just did the AFC North. Sorry, we literally just did. I can't think of it. But now we're gonna jump over into Adam's division over here. So
the NFC East.
Do you want to start us off, or do you want to wait last?
I'll go last.
Okay.
Being the home division here, I'll go last.
Now the NFC East.
I'll go first if you want to.
Go for it.
Okay. I am sticking with it. I'm going to go down with this ship. I do think that Dallas wins the division, which it'll be the first time that y'all have had back-to-back division winners in like 5 years or whatever for the NFC East. But and I'm going to take Philadelphia as a very close one game off. People are buying in on the Eagles. I'm going to buy in on the Eagles with them, but the problem with the Eagles historically has been they can't stay healthy. I don't know why they would stay healthy this season. If they do, they'll probably win the division, but I'm betting on them not staying healthy once again. And so I'm going to take Dallas winning the division by one game.
I'm going to go right there with. I think it's going to be Dallas, but I think it's going to be uncomfortably close for the Dallas fans. I think you're going to be watching the last regular season game, hoping. Yeah. God, honestly, it's just the Giants and the Commanders just don't. They've got. It's like they've got a very small chance. I mean, the Giants have been a mess for
Since
years
Odell
now.
left.
Since Odell left. That is
Since
true.
Daniel Jones was drafted.
Yes.
Since
Eli Jr. replaced Eli.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, the Commanders are the Commanders. I don't care. You could give them a Hall of Fame team, and I think the curse would still follow them, and they would just finish second or third.
Hey, they're happy about Carson Wentz, man. They think Carson Wentz is the answer.
They did him no justice though by putting that ginger in that burnt red uniform in that photo. Man, they washed his ass. He looked so pale. The media team needs to do better.
put him in a white jersey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm sorry, Adam, I'm going to have to go with Philly. I think Philly takes the division this year. I think Philly did enough in the offseason to put themselves in a position to win the division this year. I don't think Miles Sanders is going to be the answer for them at running back. I think they're going to either have to look at somebody else to step up, or they're going to have to try to make a trade. But I love Devonta Smith. I love the trade for A.J. Brown. If A.J. Brown can stay healthy, like you said, it's really all about the health at this point. But I love Dallas Goedert at tight end. Their defense is they still have a pretty solid defensive line. I like where they're at. So yeah, I think Philly's going to squeak out and get the division win. Dallas still makes the wild card, still makes it to the playoffs, can still make a deep run in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be a horrible team, but I think Philly's going to overtake it, and I think I bet you Saquon Barkley gets traded this year.
Whoa.
Okay.
I think it's crazy that the Dallas is one of those teams where if I had to sympathy vote for a team, they would get sympathy votes just because of the fact that they're always on the edge of being to the next level. And there's always the hype going into the normal season, and then all of a sudden it's just something falls apart. They'll lose some games off some crazy shit.
Yeah, we travel and somewhere it's cold.
Yeah.
And we forget how to play football.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit happens. Really hope they pull it out this year.
So, I'm biased, but I think Dallas wins the division. But I agree. I think Philly makes it way too close. I agree with that. I think adding A.J. Brown with Devonta Smith is what they needed to do. They needed to add another big name in that receiver core. I think A.J. Brown did that for Philly. but I don't know. Dallas Goedert, I agree, is top 10 tight end probably in the league. Dallas, I think we still. I need to see glimpses of old Zeke. Year 2 Zeke, where he was running for 4.3 yards a carry, something like that.
When he was doing the eat thing,
Yes.
where he's like, let me eat.
So the other thing too for you guys is this year CeeDee Lamb's going to be your number 1 receiver.
Yeah, and
Can CeeDee reproduce all that, knowing that he's going to be the double cover receiver?
I think so. I think he was the number 1 guy last year.
Yeah.
But you still have Amari on that team who took coverage off of CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and the bad part about that starting the year out is Gallup is out.
Right.
He's still hurt, so that's your next best option at that point is now Dalton Schultz, who I still think is a top 5 tight end in the league.
Dalton Schultz is a good tight end. I agree with that. My only concern would be, can CeeDee Lamb take that number 1 pressure?
I think he can. But I think the struggle area for Dallas is going to be the offensive line. We have a Pro Bowl guard in Zach Martin, and we've had 2 Pro Bowl tackles in Lyle Collins, but we let him go, and Tyron Smith.
Well, Collins is in Cincinnati now.
But Smith is coming off I think last year was a neck injury.
Yeah.
So there's some spots that we needed to shore up on the offensive line, and I don't know if we did that. But I still think we have enough I think if we stay healthy on the defensive side of the ball, we have enough on the offensive side of the ball to edge out Philly.
Well, I mean, you definitely have one of the best linebackers in the game with Micah Parsons.
Yeah. Not only that, but
if Van Der Esch can stay healthy
yes.
too.
Talk about fucking stay healthy, dude. For the love of God.
Van Der Esch is starting to turn in to Sean Lee, and I don't know.
Yeah, Sean Lee too. I swear to God, Sean Lee would just look at the staircase wrong, and his ankle would give out.
That was Dan Morgan back in the day for the Panthers. He had a concussion every other game.
I know he retired, but I'm just saying that I swear to God, that dude was always just something.
He
like,
was.
my ankle. It was like,
That man was
okay.
concussed by week 3 every season.
Yeah.
That was Dan Morgan.
But it was always a hamstring injury, quad, shoulder
Just
senior, something. And
But Van Der Esch is right there.
He's becoming Sean Lee point 2.
He is unfortunately, I think last year it was a neck injury too, like a stinger in the neck, something like that.
Which the man wears the big ass neck roll, having a neck injury.
So, do I think he's a great linebacker? I think he is. I think he's.
Well, no, I mean he's a solid linebacker for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we have enough on the defensive side of the ball to make things or to make life difficult for teams in the division. I'm not saying we're going to be great against other guys outside of our division, but teams against the division in our division, I think
Interdivisional play,
yeah, we have enough to make it uncomfortable on those quarterbacks.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I was actually going to add to something you didn't even say is DeMarcus Lawrence is obviously an elite level pass rusher.
Micah Parsons is proven to be.
Micah Parsons is proven to be. They also went out and added Dante Fowler Jr. from Atlanta, who has been a guy that has 30 or 40 career sacks across 6 seasons, and so. I mean, this is a guy that had an 11.5 sack season just 2 years ago. You pair him across from somebody who's a clear number 1 in Marcus Lawrence, there could be an opportunity for him to really kind of up his numbers as well.
Yeah.
Mix in with Micah Parsons blitzing from the linebacker position. So I think there's a lot of pass rushers on the Dallas defense. Obviously, the secondary is the thing. You got Diggs, who jumps routes, makes a lot of interceptions, does get burnt here or there, plays a dangerous game. But who else in the secondary for Dallas can step up and actually make a difference? But
so nobody's going to pick the Commanders to win this division.
They finished last.
No, I don't think they finished last.
No, they finished last.
The Giants finished last.
I think the Giants finished last.
Daniel Jones.
I think Washington actually has enough defense to
keep them in games.
hold the Giants under 20, and if Washington just find a way to get 20 or 21,
that might be it.
The Giants are just a mess, man. I think that's what the big thing is. Like, we don't even have to say that Washington is that much better. I think we just need to recognize that the Giants are a bigger mess.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much unknown question mark. Just
I like Washington's front 7. Their front 7, when they're all healthy, is a fantastic front 7.
Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. I mean, you're literally talking about an SEC defensive line right here. With, of course, Chase Young went to Ohio State, but close enough.
I mean, you have 2 Alabama boys.
You have literally 2 Alabama boys at the tackle. Montez Sweat went to Mississippi State. So, I mean, you have a great front four mixed in with David Mayo and Davis, who's actually not a bad linebacker at the Mike. So, but then you got to talk about these nobodies playing secondary except for Kenny Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller's a good corner.
Yeah, but you roll over the Giants. I mean, guys, how do you imagine that you're going to win with this freaking team? I mean,
Is Kadarius Toney the number
He's still
one?
there. He
he's
wasn't traded.
number 2 is Kenny Galladay, number 1.
Okay.
Sterling
They better
Shepard.
go out and start buying some motherfuckers this next offseason. That's all I gotta say. 'Cause they can't be spending much money on these motherfuckers.
I mean, they're trying. I think what they're actually doing, I think they're fully committed to blowing up the Daniel Jones experiment and go get him another quarterback. And what they've done.
Well, that's
is
what they
actually-
did when they added Evan Neal. They've added to the offensive line to show, hey, it's not our fault for not blocking you. It's your fault because you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
So,
when you blow it
We're
up,
actually
you know,
giving
this
you.
is
we're
what we
giving-
talked about
they're,
in the
they're
draft.
actually giving him
Yeah.
time to screw up.
Yeah.
Back in when it first happened, they were like, "Hey, we're not even giving him enough time to
He's
show."
got
us."
no time to do anything.
Yeah.
But
Now they're actually saying, "Hey, you had enough time to pocket to do something."
And you still didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Dory Jackson, Xavier McKinney,
Kayvon Thibodeau was a great pick for them.
Blake Martinez, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, whether you like him or not, is actually a good nose tackle. So, I mean, there's some defensive pieces, and so I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants suck again this year. They blow up the experiment, and they go draft a quarterback now that they put.
Which
3 pieces
honestly,
on the offensive
this
line.
year's draft class is going to be stronger quarterback wise than this
Oh,
year.
Yeah, you got Bryce
So
Young.
they're doing. I think
Brown.
if that's what they're going for, they did it the right way by giving the Daniel Jones experiment one more year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Saquon Barkley gets traded.
It wouldn't surprise me.
They
It
traded.
wouldn't surprise me if they
Saquon.
trade him, got rid of Jones. Like when we say blew it up on the offensive
Completely.
side, they completely blew it up.
Yeah.
I mean, because they got Matt Breida, who is not a bad backup.
Matt,
And honestly, I
Brandon
wouldn't surprise me
Breida,
because, like,
Brandon
let's say Saquon goes out here and he underperforms just a little bit or shows another possible injury. The Giants might do the same thing that everybody's talking about, with, like Christian McCaffrey, like get rid of the injury prone, like get rid of it. Like, yeah, he's great when he's there, but he's never there all the time.
Well, apparently Saquon Barkley has really turned it on in the training this year. He's back to a good health or a good weight, But I mean, it's obviously we
As long as
can't.
he stops trying to hurdle people. Because I remember when he first started doing that, watching the games over Christmas, I was like, kid's gonna keep jumping in the air. That knee's not gonna be there one day when he comes down.
Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
No, he did his ankle. Was that the ankle had ballooned up? What game was that? What that happened? It was like last year.
Might have been Pittsburgh.
Was that
I
Pittsburgh?
can't remember, but I just kept saying like, kid can't be jumping up like that in the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
All
anyway,
right, so Dallas, Philly.
Yep.
I think they're clear favorites to win this division.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
Really a coin flip between those two this year.
Yeah.
I'll take Dallas.
I think 3 Dallas and Keith is going with.
I'm going with Philly to get the division.
I'm taking Giants at the bottom.
Giants at the bottom.
Giants at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
He still thinks Commanders are going to be last.
No, and I only say that because Jacob's a big Washington fan, but so is my mom. So it's always fun to give them junk when those two.
Going 4-7 and finish, or going 4-13 and finishing at the bottom of the division is still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I do think
Finishing second at the bottom. I'm sorry.
I think
Yeah,
Giants-
not being last, but still only winning 4
4
games.
games.
I think the
Pretty bad.
Giants do finish last.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Hit us in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to win the NFC East. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.